Okay. Why, hello. And welcome back, everyone, to another live stream of Voice of the Rings. Hope you're having a great day in Middle-earth. Let's pop up the stream chat there. Alright, my friends. So, for you later guys watching this, we're going to go through a few things today. We're going to have some fun talking about the new Return to Moria that is coming out right now. I'm very, very excited. Not right this very second, but it's supposed to come out in 2023, and I'm assuming the earlier part of 2023, I hope, because I really want to play this game. We're going to talk about a little bit. I want a few things I've learned, and I'm very, very excited about it. And again, for later, if you're watching this as a video, I will have some timestamps for we hop around. We'll play a little LOTRO today, maybe a couple other games for a couple, an hour or two here. So, hope you're all having a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth, my friends. Welcome, welcome. Alright. So, we got some cool dwarven music on the background here. So, here's a great shot, right, of the Return to Moria. This is some concept art for the game coming out. We've got a bunch of cool stuff. So far what I've learned, some of it, thanks to Nerd of the Rings Matt channel, he got to interview the people creating the game early, which is very cool. But there's a couple really cool mechanics that I learned that I'm really excited about personally. I'm really excited about the fact that they're going to have I also thought this. So you guys know I've been saying this. I gotta preface something. When you know how I always talk about how I love the fact that the dwarves have these mirrors, right? Like that bring light into their halls. That they're not just, they have good water systems, they have good air systems, they have gardens in their underground things, they have these massive lights and crystals that bring light, and these reflector lights, mirrors that bring light down from the sky right into their caverns. So I always thought it was cool how they don't just live in total darkness, right? They have this whole system to basically make their halls a paradise, right? And the best part about that I found in this new game, Return to Moria, is that one of the main directors of it making it, who was talking with Nerd of the Rings, said one of their goals is the fact that their idea was the dwarves, their whole reason for being is to bring light into dark places, into the mines as a species. They don't live in dark places, they bring light to dark places. So for me, who's been talking about that for like the last, year of my channel here with Lord of the Rings Online, which does a fantastic job of the whole idea of Moria and the dwarves, right? They really have dove into that with the Lord of the Rings Online. Different game, right? That's the game we play on this channel most of the time. But this Return to Moria game, I'm very happy to hear that that's one of their goals, right? That the dwarves are trying to like battle this darkness, and there's like an unseen darkness, not just like dark as in the no absence of light, but like some other kind of darkness that they have to fight, which is our goal in this new game coming out, which I was really excited about. And then another thing that I was excited about is the fact that they were talking about the fact that the dwarves, you can delve really, really deep, okay? And here, I will bring up an image here. Do I have the image? It wasn't letting me open it. Maybe I can, where is it? There. But here, I'll just open this. This is a good one. But when they're delving deeper and deeper into these mines, right? There's far deeper and darker things in Moria than orcs in the deep places of the world, right? We know Gandalf says that line. So I found that very, very cool that they're keeping that into this new Return to Moria game. They hinted at that we will see their version of the Nameless, right? Which are basically the void monsters or type of evil that are under the ground, right, in the world of Ardar or Middle-earth. And I think it's super cool. So as we all know here on this channel who watch my content, is that LOTRO dives already deeply into their version of what they think the Nameless is, right? But I'm very excited to see another rendition of what the Nameless might be from another person's, a couple people's imagination. So I have my thoughts too on them, but I'm really excited about that. So these are the things I'm really excited about with the new game. And yeah, so we will you leave your comments later if you're watching this as a video, or who are people here who are live right now. But Yeah, it's super. I'm stoked about this game. I think it's gonna be really cool. So I have the feeling so far from what I've seen with gameplay that this game is going to be kind of like, like a survival game, kind of like if you've ever played the dinosaur game Ark Survival, Ark Evolved, I think it's called. I actually really like that game. I've played like 400 hours of that game in the past. It's a really fun game. But if it's anything like that game, but then with dwarves and like different mechanics, right? And like you get to, I'm super excited. Another thing we found out too is that it is 1 player or up to 8 players. And apparently if you're a 1 player, you can bring some stuff with you when you go over to multiplayer with 8 players, which is really exciting for me because I am totally going to get some groups together to play. Maybe, who knows, maybe a couple other people want to play with me. We'll see how we work things out. It'll be really fun. So anyway, so I'll definitely have videos on the channel, of course, and live streams of the game when it comes out, of course. So if you're finding this right now and you're not subscribed and you'd like to, and I earned it, that would be great. Throw a subscribe on there, I like. But so yeah, I'm super, super excited about this game. So basically this is for also letting people know who watch this later, right? Because this is an unexpected live stream. I did not plan this, so I know a lot of people aren't going to be able to come. I totally understand that. There's a couple of us here. So, let me show you a couple more images here that I have. You might have already seen these if you've been looking around. That's the same one. I just opened the same image. This is a cool one. It shows a little bit of I believe this is actual footage gameplay. So, honestly, graphically, I know this picture isn't great. It's not super clear. But graphically, I still really like it. It looks really cool. It looks like they're mining, veins. Maybe you have to build these wood things up as you're mining. Building your that's pretty. The scaffolding, that would be pretty darn cool. If there's that much detail. And then here's another shot of I believe it's in-game gameplay. And as you can see, this person has a little bed, a little chest. Again, why I'm thinking more along the line of like, maybe a type of survival game, not quite like Minecraft, but maybe a little bit, or Ark Survival or one of the survival games, right? There's a lot of games like that. I actually enjoy those kind of games, so I'm excited to see a Lord of the Rings rendition of it. And if I was going to say any place in Middle-earth that would perfectly use that kind of gameplay, it would be Moria or a dwarven game. Because mining, collecting your resources, building your dwarven hold, making everything your own, basically, because dwarves pretty much do everything themselves, right? They don't just live in the nature of the world. They're like, we're gonna dig an awesome dwarven hole, make it perfect, kill all the bad guys and all the evil in there, and then put beautiful lights in it, right? Like, that's the goal of dwarves. So, pretty cool, I must say. I'm very, very excited. Again, this is the image that you guys saw on the thumbnail, right? It looks rather beautiful. Again, this image is not super clear. It was kind of hard to find HD images of this game, even online. I was looking around. But I'm sure once it's out and closer, it'll have more. But again, that looks pretty dang awesome. Like a city, right? You got the waterfalls. You got the lighting systems. This is obviously, looks like 6 dwarves, maybe 6 players playing this game. Again, this is just a shot of their game, so let's see what else we got. That is not the game. That's a different shot of Moria. Here's a shot of the orcs. Right here. Kind of cool, right? Couple shot of the orcs there. Or goblins. They have more of a goblin feel the way they made these ones. They got the pointy ears and they're real scrawny and little, so yeah, it looks pretty cool. But again, we'll see how we interact with the orcs and goblins. They were saying something about there being a power struggle, right? Or a void in the leadership, which makes sense at this time. Again, LOTRO, Lord of the Rings Online, goes deeply into this stuff already. But I'm still curious to see how Return to Moria, kind of give their interpretation of what it is. And again, it already sounds like they're really following the lore, though, because again, you want a game to interpret things that maybe aren't exactly right, like the Nameless, right? We don't exactly know what they are, so you're gonna have to interpret what that person, those people imagine they are. But at the same time, we don't want them to change things that we love, right? Yeah, it does have a LOTRO-esque graphics to it. That is true, David. That is true. It does a little bit, yeah. I'm curious. I think the reason is because it's going to be a survival game, because it's going to be like a mining game, and maybe you can actually change. I have yet to know exactly how, if you can change all the surfaces, right, of things and dig into random rocks like Minecraft. I don't know. That would be really cool. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm kind of hoping that it's more along the lines of you can mess with everything. But I know if it's more like Ark Survival, it's probably not going to be exactly like that. It's probably going to be more like, here's an area you can mine, right? I would prefer it to be more a little bit more on the side of Minecraft, where you can mine everything, right? Like you could change anything that you want, pretty much. I think that would be really cool. You can break anything down, change anything. You know, maybe it'll cause a collapse if you do something wrong. You have a, you know, that kind of thing. Cave in. That would be cool. I would like that to be like, oh man, we need to build more support pillars or we're gonna, you know, get killed, right? Like, I think that would make it a much better survival game. But I'm assuming that's probably what they're doing with all of it. But I'm really, really excited. Again, here's a shot of Gimli and that shot I like that shot. This is a really small shot. It does have a little bit of a Lord of the Rings online feel with the graphics, which is honestly a thumbs up and nod to Lord of the Rings Online. The graphics are still so good. Again, this is a very blurry picture. This is not a high definition picture I found. Again, you already saw this one, but I really like this image. This is a very nice image of the concept art. So, and then here's another, that's a cool image of Moria, but I don't think that's the game. I think that's from something else. All right, anyway, I'm gonna close these. You might want to look away for a second. There we go. So yeah, those are a lot of the things I've learned about the game so far. So it's super exciting. We are gonna go in and do some LOTRO now. If you guys want to hang out and do some LOTRO together. Yeah, it'd be so cool. I would love, there are so many other things that I would like in the game that, like, I'm hearing some stuff that's I'm really excited to hear that it can be up to 8 players in a group. That makes me, you know why I like that? Because most games right now, if you guys know this, most games are, you can go up to, you know, it's a 2-player game, or it's, you know, it's all solo, or it's a 3-player game, or it's a 5-player game. That's like all the games right now. Like in the last like 5 years, there are very few games that can go over 5 players. Like, and 4 is also, so it's like, it's between 1 and 5. Like, that's always the amount. And that's like, well, you're dwarves. You should be able to have a big group, right? It's like, I like the fact that they had it where they said you can go up to 8 players together in the same thing, which really, really is cool. Now, my guess on their system and how they're going to do it is, I believe what they will end up doing is they will make it where you have your individual campaign, and then you can take your supplies and teleport, or, you know, into a different dimension, right, of the game, and then group up with your friends. So therefore you can have, you say you have 8, one person can leave, and you can have another person that you know come and join, kind of thing, and have their own stuff, right? Because he did mention that you'll be able to carry some of your own stuff over to multiplayer, which is like, oh, that's cool. So that means, can you bring your own supplies, your own stuff to join the group of dwarves, right, for another expedition kind of thing. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. All right, we are in LOTRO here now. But yeah, I think I'm really, really excited about it. I think it's gonna be super cool. I'm gonna close this in the background because I think there's too much going on here in the back. There we go, that's better. But yeah, there's so many things, like, I'm hoping that, like, you know, you dig too. Apparently they already made the comment that if you dig too deeply, you are going to have different kinds of consequences that you have to deal with, which is like, that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty darn cool. Now, as we all know, we're going to go over to Moria, because why not, you know? We'll go over to Moria and Lord of the Rings Online. But again, I love LOTRO. I love, you know, MMOs. But that's one thing that I would love out of this new Return to Moria game, the ability to be able to build your own place, right? You're not just a traveler in this world doing quests and storylines, but you're also creating your own dwarven hold. You're playing with friends, you're digging, you're changing the terrain inside Moria. I will be so excited if that is what the game is. I'll be happy still if it's a little bit more like Ark Survival, where there's certain areas you can mine, and then you can still build however you want with their buildings, kind of thing. I'd still enjoy the game. I would be a little bit more excited if it was a little bit more like Minecraft, where the fact that you can just dig anywhere. And I think that might be why the graphics aren't seen from the pictures seem quite as they're not like, you know, they're not Elden Ring level of like trying to look super realistic, which again, I don't really personally always want it to look super realistic. I want it to look good, but you know, I don't mind like LOTRO. I think LOTRO graphics, like here as we're looking right on the screen, I think these are beautiful. It's very enjoyable. This game was not trying to make it look 100% real. There's some realism, but it's their own art style, right? And I enjoy that in the games. Now again, older games that are like, you know, Pac-Man, those kind of games. Those games are there to be played. They're not for really the looks. But, you know, 2D kind of stuff, those can be fun in their own right. But I still like a little bit of realism like LOTRO gives, you know, with the clouds and, you know, it still looks like you know what these things are, right? They're not just abstract. They're real. You know, that's a building. You know, that's a fence. That's a horse, right? That kind of thing.
What can I do for you?
All right, we're going to go to Moria. Oh, like someone playing the Belrog, kind of like that. What was that alien game where there was four hunters and an alien, and someone could play the alien and like hunt them, or a monster game? That could be pretty cool. I don't know if it here. I don't know yet if it's going to be exclusively PC game. My guess is this day and age that they're gonna start. It probably won't be just PC. But we'll see. We'll see. Epic Kingdoms. It's not gonna be an epic game. Epic Kingdoms. I loved your video on that opening of that book, Epic Kingdoms. He has some really cool reveal videos, guys. You should check out his channel. Hello from New Zealand. What's up? Welcome. Thanks for hopping by. We're in LOTRO right now, but we were just discussing for the last 20 minutes the new Return to Moria game. We're talking about it. So, it's gonna be really, really cool. I'm really excited. Kind of like my hopes. My hopes, you've heard of them. So my hopes are that it's gonna be a lot like, it's gonna be a survival game, which they've already made clear. I'm hoping it'll be leaning more towards like Minecraft, where you can like mess with all the terrain, which is why I think maybe the graphics, they look good, but they don't look like amazing, because the system needs to be able to, every computer to be able to handle it if you can change all terrain. My worry would be that it's way too, you only can do things here. Like, you can only build your base in this area. You can only mine in this area. You could only do this in this area. That would be my worry. I hope the game isn't like that, because that would kind of, as much as I would probably still enjoy it, it wouldn't be something that I would play constantly forever. It'd be like I play the storyline, enjoy it, play for maybe a few hundred hours, do some videos and live streams, and I would probably stop. If it's a game that's more like where it's really creative and like you can build an entire, like there's no limit to how big of a dwarven city you could build solo or with your group of 8 friends or whatever in between, I could play it for years. So we'll see. That's what I'm excited. I'm hoping for that one. So we'll see. What do you need? Well, I need to go to Moria. Can you give me a ride to Moria, my friend? Oh, yes. There's not a direct ride to Moria from here. I forgot. Alright. Well, let's take a ride to Rivendell, and we'll just find our way there. I don't have a map to Moria? What's wrong with me? I thought I had a map to Moria already. Oh, well. We'll do some pretty sightseeing while we travel there and talk about it. Yeah, it would be the coolest. I'm really excited. I'm super excited. I really thoroughly enjoyed watching. If you guys want to watch the interview that Matt did, Nerd of the Rings, with the actual people, I was watching it today, and that's what got me in the mood to want to talk about it with you guys, because I was really excited. I love the fact that it looks like they're going to. How can I be of service? Again, I'll reiterate what I said at the beginning of the live stream. They're gonna explore the Nameless more, because obviously we know this game, Lord of the Rings Online, really explores the Nameless. I love how they do it. Lord of the Rings Online does a fantastic job. And then of course they're also, I didn't say this at the beginning of the live stream, they're planning on exploring the whole story of, we're gonna have Gimli in the new Return to Moria game. It's gonna be after obviously the War of the Ring. So that's really exciting, right? I need to go to, let me focus on where I'm going here. This one. So that's really, really cool. Gimli's going to be in it. And then basically it's going to be, I believe, Stonehelm, Thorin the third. Stonehelm will be the one that's kind of the king at that time, and he doesn't really quite want to go in yet because apparently Durin the Seventh has been around, and again, as you all know, Durins only usually arrive in times of need, and like there's never one Durin at the same time in the lore. Okay, again, as we all know, Rings of Power might have done 2 Durins at once, but you know, we're gonna let that slide because I actually did enjoy both of those dwarves. But yeah, it's super cool. So I really think that's cool that they're going to be exploring that, like, oh, what should we do kind of thing, right? What are we going to, you know, should we really go into Moria? And, you know, and basically they promised to rebuild the gates of Minas Tirith with Mithril. Like, okay, so that's the original lore, right, of the books. So the goal of this game, Return to Moria, is going to be the fact that they, I'm returning to Moria right now in the Lord of the Rings Online as well. But the goal in Return to Moria game is going to be the fact that Gimli wants to get back into Khazad-dûm, retake Khazad-dûm, so he can get Mithril to help rebuild the doors of Minas Tirith that he promised Aragorn with Mithril, right? So that's for one, that's pretty dang cool that they're going to make the gates of Minas Tirith Mithril. Good luck to anyone who ever wants to break down the gates of Minas Tirith again. You're not going to do it unless you make a giant Grond out of Mithril, which good luck. You'll never find that one. The Gollum game. Oh, that's another game I'm excited about. I think, okay, so me personally, I'm not as excited about the Gollum game as I am about the Return to Moria, but I'm very dwarf, right? My whole channel, you know me, I'm Zollin Ironshield. I really like dwarves, right? That's my thing. I really enjoy the race of dwarves. I love all the races in Tolkien's lore, but that's the one I really, really love. By the way, here's the ominous pool where the Watcher is, the black pool. And this is, you know, the mountains and Moria's gates right over there. We're gonna go into Moria and Lord of the Rings Online. But I really am very excited about the Gollum game. I'm absolutely gonna be playing it on the channel. I will make videos, I'll do live streams. So if you're not subscribed, guys, and you wanna be, don't forget to subscribe. And we're gonna be doing, definitely playing the Gollum game. It's my thoughts on it are, I think it's very interesting how they took Gollum a slightly different look than obviously the movie version, right? With Andy Serkis. I think it's going to be really cool though, really cool. Sorry, my mind, I'm saying a lot of because I'm thinking, but I really think the Gollum game is going to be cool. I like the idea that he's like, you know, he's going to be it's the part of the story we know about. There's like, you know, there's a fan short film about the whole story about when Gollum is being hunted by Aragorn and kind of Gandalf, right, for those many years. There's a short film about that's actually kind of cool, a fan film that was made. But if you guys want to find that on YouTube, it's pretty cool. But I think it will be a really cool thing to explore in the Gollum game. I think it's gonna be really neat. I think that it's a really good opportunity for those people because Gollum game's graphics look really gorgeous too. They're again a little bit on the line of LOTRO, but newer slightly because it's a different art style slightly in the Gollum game. But I am very, very excited that it's gonna be a lot of exploring. Like Gollum, it's gonna be a lot of puzzle games. So I'm assuming it's gonna be a little bit like, you know, kind of like almost like a spy game. Not quite like Assassin's Creed, but like, you know, you're like, you have to figure out puzzles and like kill the orcs, and your one singular goal is to try to get the One Ring back, right? It's kind of fun to see the perspective from Gollum. So I'm hoping they do a good job. So with that game, but I'm really excited about the Gollum game. I have no idea. They had a date, David, and I was all like, yeah, the Gollum game's coming out. It was literally like last month. And or it was this month, and then I go on Steam and it's like, oh, and then what was that? What did they say? Okay, I'll get it out. 1 second. I want to show you guys. This is by the way, one thing I'm a little bummed about is that it's on the Epic Games, which I'm not against Epic Games, but I know a lot. It's good too. I think they need to work on their little thing because Steam runs a little smoother, but the Return to Moria title is gonna be on this one, I believe. Oh, I need to look it in the store. I can't download it yet. So Return. There it is. The Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria. And obviously they've gotten all the rights, right? This game, because they have Gimli in it and everything. So that means they must have the rights from everything, which is kind of cool. So we'll look at that in a second. But let me look at the Gollum game here. All right. All right, I need my audio on this to go off when I'm minimized. All right. So here's the Gollum game, you guys, which, so, again, it looks really good. Let's look at it real quick since we're talking about it. But they put this. They had a release date, and then they go, planned release date, lurking until the time is right. It's like, what? You guys aren't even going to say probably next year or, like, some kind of date? I know, dude. I wouldn't swim in that water. Well, the good news is, in Lord of the Rings Online, is that at this point in the game, I'm already aware that the Watcher is somewhere else. Shh, spoilers. But if you've played LOTRO, my character is past that part in the story. So the way Lord of the Rings Online does stories, is I love how they do it. Wherever your character level is and whatever quest you're doing in the story, that's where you are in the storyline. So you progress through about 3 years of time in Lord of the Rings Online, basically before the War of the Ring, before the Fellowship book, and it's more like the Hobbit book. First, it depends on what character you are. There's a little intro that like tells you what time frame it is and stuff. As a dwarf, you start right when Gandalf and Thorin are planning the company for the Lonely Mountain in the Hobbit, and then there's a time jump, and you are then moved forward 70-something years into right before the Fellowship book, and that's where you start as a dwarf. They're different for each character, right? Because men and hobbits, they start a little closer because they don't live that long, right? And elves start a way back, or elves start at the same time where you come in, and then the high elf race starts like way back. They start in like some massive battle, and then you move up. Where Moria isn't LOTRO? Okay, so the nice thing about LOTRO is if you have an actual like map from Tolkien, it'll be very similar, right? So here's the map, right? You said you just started Angmar. Okay, so you're like around level 42, 43, right? In Lord of the Rings Online. So you probably just came up, so Angmar's up here. So if you need to get to Moria, right? You're gonna need to go down, and you're going to need to go to Rivendell, okay? And then you're going to cross over this mountain range down there at the bottom. You can't see for some reason, you can't see my mouse. I'm not sure why you can't see my mouse. Hold on a second. Why can't you see my mouse? Hold on. Properties, capture cursor. Yeah, it should be on. Huh. Oh, well. This little road down here, you're going to go along this road, or you could go through Giants Valley. Giants Valley, I would be very careful to go through because the drakes and giants will try to kill you. So be careful with that one. But you can go through over down here, and then one of these spots, and you'll go into a Region, right? Or a Region, or however you want to say it. Lots of people have been saying it different. The movie said it different. The new TV show. This is, yes, where we saw it on the TV show. This is a little bit more to the book's liking. Okay, yeah, 45. Nice. And then you come down here, and you can come to this place, Enchard Dunan. Right here, and you need to do the quest. There's a dwarf standing at the door. You'll do the chapter quest, then they'll allow you in the walls of Moria. You'll do the entire chapter in here, and then once you're finished with that, this area will become a new little instanced area that's like the world, and that's where I'm standing right now, right here in front of the doors of Durin, and you walk in. So, and again, if you're ever confused on, you can always watch my LOTRO tale and just skip through on my LOTRO tale and see where I go, like, as I travel, because I do a lot of the story, like I do every quest with the storyline and the chapters, and that's really what you need to follow in the game to move around. So anyway, you guys, here is Moria in the Lord of the Rings Online. It's epic. It's got fantastic music. I've been saying this for like many months, but he already said he'd come on, so we just got to plan a date. But the composer for the music for the Lord of the Rings Online is going to come on the channel. We'll have him on for an interview. I've interviewed him in person before at my university. He's a great guy. We hit it right off. We're good friends. So he said he'd love to come on. So that's our goal for future on the channel here. Very excited. We're very close to 4,000 subscribers. Appreciate it to all you guys, by the way, here and watching the video later. I appreciate you guys' support. It's really encouraging to see how many people enjoy what we're doing here as a community. And we're a Lord of the Rings community here on the channel. We have fun doing all sorts of Lord of the Rings content. Again, as you know, for you guys listening right now, I do mainly LOTRO stuff, but we do lots of different things. All my playlists are organized. I have so many different things we do on the channel. I even review a lot of these replicas back here on my wall, and there's way more over here behind the camera. I've got like a ton of United Cutlery. I got to do a lot more replica reviews. It's a lot of work to do those, though. It's a lot of work. But they'll be coming. They're coming down the line. Thanks, David. I'm glad. So anyway, this is Moria. We're just going to do a little walkabout while we talk about more about the other games. So I am going to stop for a second, though, and we're going to hop over. And I think we should watch the trailers here, which I do not think these will be copyrighted at all because I'm advertising their game. So why would they? And if they are, I'll have to cut it out of the video later. But we can watch it right now. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. It's awesome. Have someone from New Zealand. The awesome location of the lovely Peter Jackson adaptations, right? Of the Lord of the Rings. You guys truly are like the heart of Middle Earth in our world. Maybe not in Ardar, but in our actual world. It's pretty awesome. Dan, have you gone to a lot of the locations, like sets? You ever gone to the Shire? I'm curious. Or are you like really far away in New Zealand from that spot? I really want to come visit New Zealand someday, but as you guys know, I'm in Southern California, USA, so I'm a little far away, you know, like almost the other side of the planet. But it's not too bad. I could get there in like 18 hours, I think, over the ocean. On a jet going like 450 miles an hour. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. And I'm trying to think how the New Zealand, how long does it take to kind of just drive from the end to the, like the top to the bottom? Like, does it take like, is it like one whole day or is it longer than that? I'm trying to think how big it is right now. Cause I mean, I love my geography. I'm thinking how big it is. I'm just trying to think how big it is like compared to like California. Because California's a very long state, so it kind of compares well to New Zealand because it's kind of long. Anyway, we're gonna watch this Gollum video because I know like California, you can drive from the far south to the top, and like just driving from where I live in like mid-southern California all the way up to San Francisco, which is like mid-northern California, that takes like 15 hours for me. Oh, about a month? Okay. So pretty big. Do you guys have a lot of, do you have any direct freeways that go from like the very tip top north to the very tip bottom south, or is that not really a thing in New Zealand? Do you just think, are your freeways kind of like, I don't know much about the roads because I haven't studied that at all. Freeway being a very fast road, right? I don't know. Do you call it freeway in New Zealand, highway, roadway? I don't know. It's always a little hard with like the differences in terminologies, right? I've actually thoroughly enjoyed that about my channel, meeting you guys from all over the world, because like it's really fun to like learn things because I love learning. So like I love finding the differences between different states and, you know, countries, and how people like say things slightly differently on the same thing, and it's like, oh, interesting. I didn't know that people said it like that there. I thoroughly enjoy that. Hey, what's up, Ed? Welcome. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Okay, yeah, Dan, I totally forgot there's this little separation there, huh? Okay, all right. But I'm sure they have a little ferry probably to, like, ferry across your cars and stuff, because I think they do that, right? They do that between London and France. I mean, England and France, I think, too. And they also do that between Ireland and England and stuff. Wait, Ed, what? Cats of... I don't think I'm not entirely sure what first game you're talking about. Cats I don't know that game, Ed. But the fortress, dwarf fortress style game, my guess, Ed, it's gonna be a little bit of a mix of like, what we've been talking about at the beginning of this live stream is it's gonna be a mix of, like you've ever played the survival game Ark Survival Evolved? It's a dinosaur survival game, or those kind of survival games. I'm kind of thinking it'll be a little bit along the line of those, but not so heavily focused on capturing dinosaurs and riding creatures. That would be cool if there were things you could capture and ride in Return to Moria. That would be really cool. Like maybe like a giant salamander lizard or like some kind of goat you can have. Like that would be cool. That would be really cool. But I don't think that's their goal. I think it's going to be a little bit more on the lines of, well, I hope at least, of Moria, Minecraft, right? I would love that with better graphics, right? Again, I like Minecraft a lot. I've played a lot of Minecraft. I'd like to show you guys the world that me and my friends built a few years back. We actually built Erebor. We built an underground dwarven base, all that kind of stuff. But the thing is with Minecraft, even with shaders and graphical things that make it look better, I just like, personally, I like the game. I don't dislike it. I play it. But I would love it if I could play a game that's kind of like that has better graphics. More along the line of even just, just a more of an MMO style graphics, which is kind of what this new game is looking like, Return to Moria. So oh gee, Ed, okay, got it. You could take Buckleberry Ferry. Dan, did they really name it that, or are you just kidding? That'd be so funny. I would make sense in New Zealand if they did, because I know you guys have the coolest airport with giant models from the movies. That's pretty cool. Oh, okay, Ed. Got it. Do you guys, let's watch the trailer real quick for this, because I'm pretty sure it's not copyrighted, so I should be able to do the sound. So let's watch it real quick. It's only a minute long. You guys want to see it? Return to Moria? Let's watch it. Here we go.
The Forge's fire has long gone cold. Under the mountain of Durin's folk, a shadow took our treasured halls. Now it calls us back. Khazad-dûm. Speak, friend, and enter.
Pretty cool. So spring 2023 is their goal for this game. Here's where a lot of the artwork is. Again, you guys remember that I love the fact that it looks like it's got crafting, building. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a mix of a survival game / crafting game. Again, the genre is action, adventure, survival. I do love the fact that there's co-op and multiplayer, which means I believe there's gonna be, we know for a fact there could be up to 8 players. I just heard about it, so that's pretty cool. Again, you guys, absolutely don't forget to, we will definitely do a lot of stuff like this on the channel for people watching later and watching it right now. So if you guys ever want to come out and hang out, and maybe we get a group together just of us here, the subscribers playing, you know what I mean, depending on how many people we have. Again, I'm really excited there's going to be 8 players. I know I talked about this at the beginning of the stream, but that's my biggest thing, because so many games in the last 2 years have only been up to 5 players, right? It's 1-player game, it's a 2-player game, it's a 3-player game, it's a 5-player game. Oh, this one's a 4-player game. I always am frustrated when I'm like, I have a big group of friends and we all want to play games, right? And like, that's cool for a survival game that you can have up to 8. That makes me really excited. And apparently, if you're in the 1-player campaign, you can bring stuff from your level 1, your 1-player campaign into the multiplayer. You can bring some with you. So that's really exciting. So again, really excited about this. This is going to be 2023. I'm hoping that it's the beginning of 2023 because you guys only have like 2.5 months before 2023. So I'm hoping it's the beginning, so we're not waiting a year. I'm hoping we're waiting like 4 months. So anyway, that is the Return to Moria game. I'm very excited about it. I like the graphics. I think they're pretty cool looking. I almost like the fact that they don't seem like super amazing. They're not like trying to be like insanely realistic, because the problem with insanely realistic is a lot of times is most people can't play the game very good. You have to play on like low graphics because people's computer won't be able to keep up. And if it's a crafting game where I'm hoping they're going that you can actually change the earth around you, that means that we're going to be able to actually like mess with things. That's going to be a lot of processing power on computers. Yes, most people's computers are a lot better than they used to be, granted, right? I have a super computer set up now. I am very blessed. I'm very happy I was able to get a new computer. So, oh, and new subscriber. Wonderful. Thanks for that. So they've got a whole thing about information here. Again, if you guys want to look at this, if you have the Epic Games game launcher, that's what this is in. So apparently that's what they're going to be doing. But anyway, you guys want to look at you want to watch the Gollum trailer real quick? It's only a minute long. We can watch the Gollum trailer. So this is the Gollum trailer. All right, here we go. Oh. All right, the Gollum trailer. Make sure it's not too loud.
Something calls us Gollum. What is it, precious? The precious, of course. The precious. We want it.
The voice actor is pretty good. I don't think it's actually Andy doing the voice, but it's pretty good. If they had been able to get Andy, that would be kind of cool.
Must stay in the shadows. Get to higher ground.
This game looks like it's going to be amazing to see places from the perspective of Gollum, you know? Like... And I'm assuming he's being chased by everybody, right? So anyway, it looks really cool.
What if he watches us, the Dark Lord? What if he sees?
So, yeah, it looks pretty dang cool. But Blue Wizards? Oh, it'd be kind of cool if they showed a Blue Wizard. That one wizard they showed is actually their version of Gandalf in the Gollum game. I do know that Thranduil and Gandalf is completely designed out of their own imagination for this game. So we're gonna get a different look at the their versions. I do know that. I've already looked into that. But, so they're not going to be able to copy it from, like, Peter Jackson's. They're not going to be copying the actor's look from that. Oh, David, the mining with the blueprints. Yeah, that would be... So, David's saying whether we have blueprints, like, you have to, like, learn blueprints to build things, or, like a lot of games do. Like, there's a lot of games that do that, right? Ark Survival does that, and a bunch of other games. You have to, get like, a building tier thing to, like, get to better stuff. We'll see. I mean, I'm not totally against that, but it would be cool if it was more like Minecraft 2, like David's saying there, if you could just build things just how you want. But obviously there might have to be some kind of learning curve for your character as you play, because otherwise you're gonna have a lot of buttons to press. But I'm also curious, will you need materials, right? I'm hoping you will, right? I hope it's not just build whatever you want, you know, just stacking blocks. I kind of hope that there is, like, you need some, you know, oh, we need to mine a bunch more rock to make this wall, you know, that kind of thing. I think that would be cool. I think that should be a thing in the game. It's a survival game. Like, you'd have to mine your own resources. You have to find your food. You have to grow your own food. Hopefully there's, like, mirror systems to, like, bounce light. You know, different crystals you can mine to get the glowing crystals, which I do know that's already a thing. They already said that the game will have crystals. These. Now, Lord of the Rings Online has already gone in detail with the crystals, right? In Moria, with the glowing crystals that give off light. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to like mine the crystals out of the ground, which is obviously these dwarves mine these crystals and then stuck them in this holder, right, to give light in this hall. You can also see that some of them are hung in Moria in the Lord of the Rings Online's version interpretation of the crystals by like these cool, so they're basically lights, right? Now again, at this point in the game, what you're saying is this is not Khazad-dûm at its peak. This is at Khazad-dûm right after the Iron Garrison in Lord of the Rings Online came back in. This is after Balin's expedition, so Balin has already been killed. This is after the Fellowship came through. The Balrog is already dead, right? So, spoilers. You guys should probably know that. But that's when this is in the story of the Lord of the Rings Online. This is after that. So this is during the War of the Ring, though. So this is only a few months after when this first starts in Lord of the Rings Online. But we're going to explore Khazad-dûm a little bit in Lord of the Rings Online here while we talk about more stuff. And also, is the sound too loud? The music too loud, or is that okay? And again, the dwarves love the light. Yeah, and they need to make it dig deeper. Yeah, and apparently, this is another thing I'm very excited about the Return to Moria game that the one producer guy was saying, is that they have a bunch of original songs for the game, and some will be adapted to actual storybook lyrics songs, and then some will be original for the game, which makes me ecstatic, because you know me, like what we're hearing right now, I always love to hear some new Dwarven music, right? So here's some awesome Dwarven forges. They got water pools, the great forges. Again, there's that amazing crystal lamp right there. Gives off pretty awesome light. And the cool roof. Again, the Lord of the Rings Online gives you the scale of Moria, guys. Okay, so real quick, scale for you. We're right here. We're just in this hall. That's all we're in. This is all this, right? You're like, wow, that's a lot more, right? Well, that's not all. So that is what we're in right there. That little arrow is just showing you that's the little hall we were in. So this entire thing is Moria, right? So this thing is huge. So if I run with my goat on horseback or on goat back, if I ride all the way to the other side of Moria, it will take us about 10 to 15 minutes of real time, which is, again, in the story, it took them on foot, 3 days to travel all of it. So the game's not quite on the scale, this game, of the actual lore, but it's pretty dang amazing that they've made a game that, a Khazad-dûm that big in the Lord of the Rings Online. Now, how big will it be in the Return to Moria game? We will see. I'm assuming it probably won't be, it will be grander, but I don't know if it'll be quite as on a massive scale as LOTRO. Maybe it will. I kind of hope it will be. I mean, that'll make the game that much better. It's like it takes you literally days of gameplay to get to every part of Moria. That would be really cool if they did that. Because obviously LOTRO, it takes you days if you're doing all the quests to get through everything. And of course there's libraries in LOTRO and all these things. There's a broken crystal lamp, still giving off some kind of light, the crystals, even though they're broken. Again, I'd be curious to find out how these crystals work. In Lord of the Rings Online, we get a little bit of hints. We're told that they're kind of like a fluorescent crystal, and you can actually like grow them to an extent. But again, of course, as you all know, if you've ever had those little rock crystal sets, you can drop in the right materials with the right solution, and it will create rocks in the water, right? Or crystals, excuse me. So that is a real thing in real life, scientifically. So that would make sense if Tolkien used like that. And then here, these are natural ones, right? So these are natural crystals that just are growing in the caves as we travel through the caves of Moria in LOTRO. The Return to Moria, Gamer Keeper. Return to Moria. We've been talking about it for about 45 minutes. Now we're just walking through the Lord of the Rings Online Khazad-dûm. But we've been talking about the Return to Moria. I can bring it back up here again. Just so we have it up, just in case we need it later. Oh, I thought I had it by Epic Kingdoms. But, there it is. Epic. It's going to be on Epic Game Launcher. Kind of wish I could get it on Steam. Maybe I will be able to later, but that's okay. That's probably who's doing it. It's very exciting. We were just talking about the crystals. So the crystals in Moria, they're pretty darn cool. They already said in the new Return of the Moria game that they're going to allow that to be a way of getting light, the crystals. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I know, Dad. I do too in LOTRO. I know, it was nice when everyone hung around the 21st hall. It was nice. So anyway, as you can see, the game Lord of the Rings Online gets bigger and bigger. So as we all know, the Lord of the Rings Online actually is going into farther into. Here's something that's cool, you guys, okay? Here's something that's cool to me. The Return to Moria game is going to focus on going back and retaking Cause of Doom, which again, Lord of the Rings Online has done that to an extent with the Iron Garrison, right? They've made their own little story with the Iron Garrison retaking Cause of Doom. But the Return to Moria is basically doing it after, when Gimli actually goes and wants to needs Mithril basically to rebuild the gates of Minas Tirith, that he promised Aragorn he'd rebuild them with Mithril. So he needs Mithril, right? This is a pretty cool little area right here. And also, don't look down, some of these cracks will... and I think that's really cool that that's what the Return to Moria is going to do. These holes you will die if you fall down these holes. I think that'll be just super cool. I think that whole idea that Gimli's going to be going back and he's like, well, I told Aragorn I need Mithril, so I need to retake Moria, but Stonehelm is a little bit worried about retaking them. He's like, I don't know if we should go back into Moria, kind of thing. So, but that's the whole game plot of that game. Now again, LOTRO, I really like how LOTRO's done the lore and how they've mixed in their own lore with the original lore. I think it's really well done, LOTRO. Again, LOTRO stays so true to Tolkien. That's the main reason I love this game so much. They work tirelessly to make sure this game is as close to Tolkien, even the stuff they make up. Like, would this work in Tolkien's world? Would this make sense with the plot line? Would this really be a thing that's here in Tolkien's world, right? They work really hard with that. So, again, here's the big giant cavern of the Dolven View. There's some big dwarven gateways with waterfalls coming out over there. Waiting for the turtle raid. Oh yes, the turtle raid. That raid was so hard back in the day. There's this giant turtle in Moria that was a raid in this game that you had to fight. All right, here's the Dolven View. But it was a really, really powerful thing. And it was so hard because you had to kill it at a certain speed as fast as you could, because there was like, you were standing in this water around it and it was giving off this poison. So like at a certain point, if you did not kill that turtle fast enough, that poison would just kill your whole party. Everyone would die. It'd wipe the whole party and you have to start over from scratch. It was a really hard raid. It's really hard. I should probably put that on our battle playlist. You guys, I have a playlist that's called a LOTRO battle, and I do epic battles, raids, instances, and skirmishes on that playlist. So if you want to, watch any of those, I have those on the playlist. But I should do that turtle one. I could do it solo probably now at 140, probably pretty easily because it was a level 60 raid. But it'd be fun to see. Nightmare fuel, yeah. All right, here's a good shot of Moria. Is it plenty bright for you guys? I have my brightness up all the way, but... So this is just the Dolven View. Huge, massive cavern. I love the fact they have these pillars that hold it up. That's a really big thing I hope in the new game. I really hope in Return to Moria that they make it where if you're digging too greedily too deep and you don't like build enough pillars to hold the roof up or something, that things just cave in. That would be really cool. I would love that mechanic. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. That's just me speculating, but I think it'd be really cool. Look at those crystals giving off light. Woo! Those ones look like they were naturally there and they just built around it because, light. That's a pretty cool thing too. There's a giant crevice here that falls into the deep places. And then another thing that's cool about this game is that in Lord of the Rings Online, this game is the fact that the tower, right, the endless stair, you can actually see it as you go up. I really hope this is a thing in Return to Moria too, okay? So the endless stair is down. It starts in the foundations of stone. So basically how this map works in Lord of the Rings Online, think about the foundations of stone and the waterworks and the flaming deeps, these bottom three, at the bottom, right? So you take them, let's say that, the map looks like this, right? And let's say this is Durin's way at the top. Let me get rid of the little flags, right? So let's say this. So the bottom one laid down here, right? The waterworks Durin. So if you do this, and it goes like this, okay? That's how the map, if you think in your mind, that's how it works, okay? So it goes like this, right? top, even though it's above it on the map, it's technically above it in elevation. All right, so I love how they do that in Lord of the Rings Online. It's kind of hard to, they're not exact, all of them, but basically the waterworks and the foundations of stone is pretty much the deepest place. This is where in the Lord of the Rings Online you run into the Nameless, which again, they say in the new Return of Moria game that there's going to be consequences for how deep you dig, which is really cool idea. So, like the Shadow Cave down here, you can't see it, it's right over here. And a darn Baruch the raid down here. Not Burgun. It's a really scary raid. And then there's a lot of the Nameless. The Nameless are really cool because a lot of them, like, these ones, like, don't have eyes and they're, like, really scary. We'll go down there. We'll look at one. We'll go kill a Nameless. It'll be great. But yeah, I love Lord of the Rings rendition and thoughts on the Nameless on Lord of the Rings Online. All right, I'm just going to say take a fast travel so we can watch while we travel. I'll do this, and we'll just watch through the eyes of my character. The cooling chamber. You guys like being the eyes of my character, or would you rather be behind my character? So this is an automatic ride, so it automatically will take us through the chasm. Yeah, look at this place, you guys. Now, again, we're live streaming, so I can only stream to you guys in 1080 efficiently. Works well. My computer could stream higher, but the internet, most internet won't cover it, especially going around the world. All right, here's some more. The Lonely Span. There's some deep mines. There's a fire over there. There's probably goblins. But in my LOTRO Tale and a lot of my newer episodes, and since I have my new system, I've been recording these for you in 2K 45 bitrate. So you're able to see the game at super, super high quality, whatever game I'm playing, the best of my computer can do for you guys. So if you watch my video series, not just my live streams, they'll be even clearer. If you're on like a big, huge, 2 or 4K TV, I really enjoy sometimes watching my tour videos after I make them on my big TV. I'll just leave them on muted so I can just see the visuals, because it's really cool to see it in really good. A lot of people don't know, you can record something in 4K, but you gotta also record it in high bit rate, which means it takes how much information is taken in. Because if you don't do high bitrate and you do it in high definition, it'll still look blurry and fuzzy. A lot of people don't realize that. All right, this is the Great Hall. It's covered in gold. It's pretty cool. Again, Lord of the Rings Online, if I'm not, piquing your appetite, I know some of you obviously here watching play this game, but if you're someone who doesn't play Lord of the Rings Online and you want to, for one, later if they're watching this video, they should subscribe to the channel. And 2, it's a great game. You really should play LOTRO. And they've done a lot, and the free-to-play system has just been revamped, and it's completely worth it. And it's not a gotcha free-to-play system. It's you could actually play a ton of, most of the game free-to-play, and enjoy it. It's not like, oh, look at all these barriers that I can't play the game. I hate free-to-play games like that. LOTRO doesn't do that, so. As someone who's played the game a long time, it's a good game. There's only tiny things. And in fact, they removed a lot of the annoying ones when they revamped it. Like the money cap. That was silly. I always said that was silly. You could change it with some turbine points, the in-game money, but they removed that. So there's no money cap anymore. It's all good, all fun now. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be so much fun. The new zones. I'm really excited. The return to excuse me. It's Before the Shadow. That's the name of the expansion. Yes, we're gonna be doing tons of that on the channel too. I'm gonna be doing a live stream November 8th when the new it's released. I already pre-ordered and stuff. So all right, guys. Here's the 21st hall. It's amazing. It's huge. So yeah, we'll be doing lots about the new area on this channel too. So, and we're gonna be doing if you look on my, after you guys are done watching this or watching the video later, if you go look at my live streams that are scheduled, I have one scheduled, and it's gonna be like a raid kind of thing, where we're gonna have a bunch of us all go and kind of start in the new area. So, if you want to join us, again, it will be on the server Crick Hollow. If you don't play on Crick Hollow, that's kind of a problem. But remember, we can start at level 1. So if you want a character on Crick Hollow, so you can hang out with us and join our kinship here on Crick Hollow. If you're a subscriber, you can join the kinship. So as long as you're on Voice of the Rings channel, you are welcome to join the kinship. In fact, pretty much anyone can join the kinship, but I am not putting any restrictions on that. It's not fun. Restrictions aren't fun. I don't like to make no paywalls for a kinship joining in Lord of the Rings Online. All right, subscribing is free.
Once there was trade between the dwarves of Moria and the elves.
All right. So anyway, here is the 21st hall. It's pretty dang cool. But I think we'll go down and we'll kill a nameless now. We got to see a nameless. Lotra's version of a nameless, right?
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves. Aye. He's a dwarf right there. All right, we're here. I'm a hosting guide. Zollin Ironshield. This is my Zollin Ironshield voice. Aha! We're off. The dwarf of the lonely mountain. All right, we're here in the Shadow Refuge, and we are gonna find a nameless to slay with our blade. Should I just hop down? I think I could just let me just get on my goat here and not hop off the scary cliff. All right, so this is one of the deepest places of the world. The dwarves dug, remember, too greedily and too deep, as they say. How did the dwarves know that there was a Balrog hiding down there and no one knew? Again, we get this certain interpretation, right, from Peter Jackson's adaptation. Hey, awesome, David. That's awesome. You're on Crick Hollow. Perfect. Yeah, it's a great server. LOTRO has a bunch of good servers. They're all really good servers. But the nice thing about LOTRO is you can go and play on multiple servers if you want to, right? Again, I have all of my characters on this server, so if you want to join the kinship Voice of the Rings, it's gonna have to be on this one. But I do have characters on other servers as well. Anyway, these spiders are nasty and they're infected by this weird fungus that also infects the orcs and makes them zombie orcs. Ah, there's a nameless. Good thing is I'm high level. They want to attack me. I can look at them. So this is one of the nameless. So this is an orc that's infected by these weird fungus shrooms. Don't touch the shrooms, guys. And this is one of the nameless. Hey, can you turn around for me? Thank you. Perfect. Appreciate it. Yeah, he's a scary boy. He's real scary. He's got horns. I like how he's got like horns. He looks really evil, and he's almost like, you can tell they almost got inspired by like, you know, a devil slash like some kind of like, you know, centaur, you know, I don't know, fawn centaur thing, and then like evil spikes on his back, and like this isn't. There's other kinds of nameless than this, but this is the one that's like terrible, kind of like, you know, nightmare making material right here. No eyes, just a mouth, and then here's what he looks like when he attacks. He's pretty cool. Bad. I parry. He's gonna kill himself on me. I'm gonna parry and kill him. Yeah, you should have stopped hitting me, you fool. Anyway, again, it's an MMO, right? My level is way above his, so he doesn't have firepower to our lasers can't penetrate shields of that magnitude. Star Wars reference. All right, so we are gonna go a little deeper into Moria here. We'll look at the lake and the endless stare. There's a troll that's been infected by the whatever plague, and there's a goblin that's been infected by the whatever plague. Nasty. All right. The scary sound effects down here are like actually terrifying. Let's see, we're almost there. All right, here is the opening. Look at these guys, man. They're terrifying. All right, here it is. This is the great. So there's Durin's Stair. This is where it starts, down here. So here's the underground lake. This is the lake that the Balrog and Gandalf fell into in the movie, right? Where they fall and fight down to the slowest point in this lake, and then they fight all the way up the stair to the top most high point ever. And if you go watch some of my other videos, you'll see that we've actually gone up to the top, which is that area up on the, and seen the corpse of the Durin's Bane, the Balrog Morgoth. But anyway, yeah, pretty dang cool. Pretty dang cool. You know what I should have done though? Before I should have like made one of my maps to the place. I can't believe I switched one of my maps from Moria. I always had a map to the 21st. Oh, I have one to the Golden View though. Interesting. Well, we can use that. Anyway, there's Durin's Stair right there. There's the lake. Not a very nice lake. A little bit of a scary lake, as we might say. All right. There's a couple more kinds of nameless. I'm thinking I could probably just join an instance here to show you a different nameless, but don't go down there. But here, I'll show you Gandalf's hat. Yes, you find Gandalf the Grey's hat right out here. Again, this game is so big. Look at this. Look at this. We're just traveling along this lake. It's huge. And right here, right up there, if we're gonna, we're actually gonna swim in the scary green water. Probably not a good idea, but we're gonna do it anyway. So as we swim across this water, don't put your face in the water, Zollin. So we go across here, and then we got, this is one of the bridge pieces, right? From the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, right? That they fell through the crack. Technically, there should be a crack right up here, but, oh, it is. There is a crack. Yeah, they fell all the way down, right down here. And so this is one of the bridge pieces right here of the Bridge of Khazad-dûm. Again, the Bridge of Khazad-dûm was a very thin, skinny bridge, right? It was purposeful so enemies couldn't cross it without having to fight one by one down there. It's really tiny. But if you look right here, look at, it's Gandalf the Grey's hat. Because at this point in the game, he's already fought the Balrog, right? And he's already Gandalf the White, and they're doing stuff, and they're, you know, we're in the Two Towers movie right now. Or whatever at this time. Return of the King. So yeah, anyway. This is the scary, there's Durin's Endless Stair, which again, it's very cool because you can see the Endless Stair here. You can also see it in like 3 and 4 other locations. Also, you see it going up the side of one of the openings along the side of this Durin's Way. And then it pops that up here at the top where they fought. So anyway, LOTRO does a fantastic job. I hope Return to Moria is just as good. But it would be fantastic, won't it? I'm just, oh man. So anyway, we are checking out, for any of you who just hopped in, we were checking out actual Moria in the Lord of the Rings Online as we talked about the Return to Moria, which is coming out. So it's very exciting. I'm very, very excited about it. Again, for people, I will do a couple timestamps later if you guys watch this video later. Let's go to the 21st hall one more time. This is Golden View for people who might have just hopped in. See, a couple of you joined us. Here's the 21st hall. Now this is Lord of the Rings Online, a great game, but I'm really hoping, again, like we've all been talking about, I'm really hoping that the Return to Moria will be kind of like the survival feel of Ark Survival / you know, Minecraft kind of thing. Looks like that's what we're getting. I'm really excited. It's going to be 1 to 8 players. Oh man, you guys, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be just so much fun. So the Gollum game will also be super, super cool. So it should be a blast. You guys have any questions for me? For think we'll probably, I just wanted to mainly have that conversation for that last 45, 50 minutes of the beginning of the video of talking about the return to Moria. Do you guys have any hopes or worries about the new game coming out? Oh, that's true, yeah. You know, Valheim, a lot of people have been asking me to play Valheim on the channel. We might do that on my other playlist on the channel. I might do that later on because it looks like a pretty fun game. But yes, Valheim is a lot like what I've been saying with Ark Survived Evolved, but even better with building. Valheim is. But yeah, I'm hoping too that it'll be like that. I hope it'll be like Valheim, Ark Survival. I think that's what they're going for with the Return to Moria. I think that's the plan. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's the plan. But I'm really hoping so. But again, here's some of the cool shots, right? It looks pretty darn like this. The concept art is great, right? And again, here's some shots. This one's a little blurry, but you know, I feel like it might be though like Valheim and Ark Survival, just the way it looks, right? And then of course, if we look at like this one, which we know it from the trailer that we watched at the beginning of the stream, that it is a building. This is like a mining, which makes me very excited. I'm hoping that they're just mining anywhere they want. I'm hoping this isn't like, oh, you can only mine this. Now, it'd be fine to me if there was like, oh, there's a vein you have to mine. But I'm kind of hoping you could just mine any rocks, right? Like just anything. Just start digging a hole. You're like, I want to dig a hole in this direction, like Minecraft, right? You just dig, like, and then you like, you know, pops into a cavern. You're like, oh, I found a new cavern. Like, wouldn't that be so cool, you guys? Like, I don't want it to be like, oh, it's only the story mode. You could only, you know, explore these caverns and mine the wall in just a little bit, right? I want to be able to dig a new hole, dig too deep and too greedily, and suddenly pop in our new cavern, and there's like just random spawns of orcs, kind of like Minecraft does it, right? Or random creatures that are like, wow, why are you here? You know, and then you have to fight your way or run for your life kind of thing. That would be so cool. Cave-ins, all that kind of idea. That's what I want out of this game. That's what I personally want out of Return to Moria. Here's the building system. This obviously looks like, so obviously they show in the video that he built all this. I'm hoping this isn't like a designated spot where like you could only build here. I'm hoping you're gonna be like, I'm gonna build into this mountainside and then create my house, kind of pop out with like a little like walkway, you know, like a little side, like your house is on the side of a freaking cliff. You know what I mean? Like build stairs up to the side of it. That'll be so cool. I'm hoping that like he dug into this, right, and stuff. Now again, this could just be for the visuals. They might not have it even ready yet. This could be just like, oh well, we just, you know, we'll just set it here and build it, you know, because it'll look cool with this backdrop. But I'm hoping you could just dig in anywhere. Now the way this looks, how the walls look kind of different than the building material, kind of makes me worried that maybe that's not quite what they're gonna do. Maybe it's gonna be more like Valheim Ark Survival, where it's kind of like, you know, you just collect resources in resource collection areas, and then you could build on open areas, but you won't be able to build into terrain that is permanent, like walls that are like, no, you can't touch these walls. It's not part of the game. I still would enjoy the game if that's what they're going to do, but I would really, really love it if I could just dig anywhere I want and just be like, I'm just going to dig a hole. Diggy, diggy hole, diggy, diggy hole. I'm going to put that song on from YouTube and play the game, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? The Diggy Diggy Hole song. If you don't know what that is, you need to look up on YouTube right now and say Diggy Diggy Hole, and the song will come up. And look for the one that has the actual cartoon like drawings with it, because it's awesome. It's like a whole story. But it's a great song. It's fantastic. Let's see here. So anyway, it's another great shot. But yeah, you guys, I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited about this Return to Moria game. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited about the Gollum game too as well. And I also love LOTRO. It's a great game, you guys. You should definitely play it. Again, the graphics of this game, I've had people get on and go, oh, what game is this? Who have never seen this game before. And they think it's a new game. It's like, well, no, it's not. It's 15 years old. But it's a fantastic game, and the graphics in this game are actually pretty dang amazing still, especially if you have a really good system. The nice thing about LOTRO is if you have a really bad computer, you can play it, and if you have a really good computer, you can get the things out of it with that really good computer, right? Like that's what's good about LOTRO. It has that balance. Like, you have a toaster for a computer, you can still play the game. It'll still be fine. It won't look great, but you'll have fun, and it won't have problems. you have a supercomputer like what I have now, blessing. I'm very happy that was able to get something like that. It's also thanks to a lot of my wonderful Patreons and stuff that support the channel. But I can get really good at stuff out of this, and I can record in like 90% of what I see. Now again, this is a live stream. You'll probably see it downgraded slightly in quality. I'm seeing like really good detail. It's really beautiful. Again, depending on your internet and stuff. I'm trying to stream it at high quality for you, but that's how, it's kind of how it goes. Oh, okay. Oh, the Nameless. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I also like the way your character is controlled in Lord of the Rings Online, and how you can zoom in and see through his eyes, or you can be behind him or like turn and stuff. Again, when I do my videos and my tours, as you guys probably, if you ever watched any of them, you can see that I'm experienced in the movements of this game, so I try to make it really fluid and really nice when you look at things and the way we move right when I'm moving. It's kind of challenging to do sometimes with games like this. In fact, I have some if you guys know my channel, I do tons of guides on Lord of the Rings Online, and I'll probably do guides on Return to Moria when it comes out once I've learned it myself. But you have to I have some guides on movement even for LOTRO, and I've had a lot of people who said it really helped them, because it's like, a lot of us who've played MMOs for a long time are like, we're so used to it, it's second nature. But for someone who's never played a game like this, it could be kind of weird. You're using all the keys, you're using the mouse, you're using the scroll wheel to go in and out, you're using, left and right to control the screen if you want to hold the mouse button while I'm moving my mouse, while I'm clicking WS. It's a little different than other games. There's a lot, is the point. There's a lot. Yeah. So anyway, I'm so excited, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here for a whole hour and 15 minutes with me, hanging out. It means a lot. It's really nice to meet you guys all. And David, that's really cool that you're on Crick Hollow. If you ever have a character you want to have invited to the kinship, let me know on another live stream. We can get that done. And yeah. All right, my friends, and thanks for watching. And those are my hopes and the worries over this whole video of about the Return to Moria, but I am really excited about it. I really want to talk about it. That's why I put this live stream out real quick, because I was like, we gotta talk about it. So anyway, my friends, I'll see you guys. And quick little shout out and thanks to my Patreons for their support. It means a lot. Subscribe buttons could be there for people watching later, and next episode for that, and LOTRO Tales over there for people watching later. But thank you guys here live right now as well. I appreciate you guys being here live. It was really fun to meet you, Dan, and talking to you all, David, Ed, everyone who's here. Don't know if anyone else, did anyone else chat on that? There's a couple of people that chatted, but we won't. Yeah. Oh, and Epic Kingdoms was here. Yeah. So, and there were a lot of us, almost 70 people stopped by, so. But thanks for you guys who were here the whole time chatting. It's really fun to have conversations about this stuff. So, yep, see you later. Have fun in New Zealand. Lucky to live there. Hey, Terry. What's up? I was just finishing the stream. But, again, I'm going to have timestamps after for people later who want to watch it and kind of see certain spots. Timestamps take a lot of work. I'll just have a couple in there. Certain spots we hop around, things we do, talk about. All right, thanks so much. I'm glad you got to stop by, though. I would do some more, but I'm going to work on some stuff, and we're going to do... It's getting later in the day for here, so... All right, don't worry, we'll do more live streams. So we're going to be doing live streams, though, of the new Return to Moria game when it comes out, and the Gollum game, and I'll have videos on it, and of course, we'll continue to do awesome, tons of stuff on LOTRO as well. So, all right, you guys. Yes, you too. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, Miller. Stay happy, my friends. I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Baruch Kazad Kuzad, I menu. See ya.